Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of Miner's Haven setup. Today we're setting up. So we begin we begin. First thing I'd recommend is to go to your settings here and raise your ore limit to the max. Second of all, withdraw all your items. Then we start by placing four iron mines here and a cell furnace. And then I recommend buying four more of these. What? Two, three, four. Do this again. Four of these in this Westella processor. Okay, once we get enough money to buy, we buy eight of these. Once we get enough money. So we buy eight of these, we withdraw everything, and we start placing them down. So we place four remote copper mines into our cell processors, like this. We start clicking away. There we go. We're making thousands now. And then we just buy, let's say, we buy three more of these, and we buy 12 more of these. And we just copy and paste these again. And we do this, and then we click away again. So, the aim of this video is to try to rebirth by the end of this video. This guide will teach you how to get research points and how to overall rebirth and teach you the mechanics of the game. So, the first order of business is we have something called the daily gift. If we click on that, we get random items, some crystals, and research points. Research points are essential. Now, we have an event called the Halloween event, which gives us, gets us boxes. So, if we open a box, we get a random item. Now that's out of the question, we got something called the Haste Infuser. We buy we buy three more of these, we buy 12 of those, we buy 12 of these cell processors. And we repeat the process. We're making loads of money and we're making some small research points, which will be essential to unlock more items in the later game. Now that we're done here, we can buy some remote diamond mines, specifically two of them. We place them around like here, in this pattern, and then we start clicking away. And then we buy two more of these. And we place them down in this pattern. And as you see, we're already in the millions. We already have a reward, and then we can start buying. We can buy 8 more of these furnaces, or 8 more of these. We copy everything, we place it down. And there we go. We're making good money. We buy 20 of these, and we buy 5 more of them. And there we go. We dodge these. There we go. We fix that. Boom. We're making 20k a mine. So once we reach 10 million, we erase everything and we buy the cell incinerator. Once we buy the cell incinerator, we just repeat the process, remote diamond mines into it. This time we only get 3 since one of the sides is sadly covered. And now we're making 200k, which we can buy 6 of these, and then we repeat this pattern again. We repeat this pattern again. We're already settling into the couple hundred of million. Okay, nextly we would like to buy 99 of these coal mines. Let's buy 99 and then buy one of these industrial diamond mines, and we just keep the cell incinerator and we get, well, we like to get 99 of these and erase. Okay, we place this industrial diamond mine into our cell incinerator, and well, we'll just place these conveyor belts. There we go. We just placed hundreds of these there, and then, well, what these coal mines do in the industrial diamond mine is they produce coal to power that machine in order to produce money. In essence, coal mine basically. And with these research points, we can actually buy better coal mines called the triple coal mines. If I can find them here, yeah, there we go. Triple coal mines. At the moment, we don't have enough research points, but we're heading into the hundreds of million. And once we reach 1 billion, we can start buying the cell processor, and then we can start focusing on research. So let's say we buy 99 of these, and then we buy 99 of these. There we go. Here we go. We do this. Do that. Oh, and this is what we have the first thing of the game called a loot box. Not a gambling loot box, but a kind of loot box where it gets you research points and a random item, or a random box as well. As you see, we got a random, well, we got an item. There we go. And we just mass produce these everywhere. There we go. We have a ton of these. While we wait, we can place down, if you have a haste diffuser that you got from a box, you can place it down, improve our speed, and just start going slowly around collecting stuff like candy corn or boxes. We'll just walk around, look for some of the boxes to enhance how fast we get our research points. There we go. We're already starting to unlock some items. Like we got super rare items, which once we get back to our base, is we get more mines. And if we go to unique, we need sadly 15k. To get, well, legendary, we need 95, and to get legendary, yeah, we need 50k. As I said, we got a million, or 1 billion essentially. We can start upgrading our cell processor to make more money. Back, gentlemen. As you see, we are very close to 43k research points, and as you see, we have 36 billion. And from all the research points we got more items, like the industrial osium mine or random furnaces, which will be very useful for the later part of the video. We got more mines as well, like the Painite mine, which will be crucial for early life rebirth. We can also buy a plutonium excavator, which we can use, and that earns us 20 million, which will be actually quite useful because, well, we can just automate, we can just press Z or however else you do it on different platforms, and we'll be soon done as we get the research points. There we go, epic tier items unlocked. We'll get this pumpkin, we get some cool witch doge, and more corn. And this is the most important box you can get. A unobtainable crystal box. As you see, we got 6 UC and some research points. There we go. At the moment we only need 50k of this, and that's all you need. And actually, let's see, while we do wait, we can check how much this ore is worth. 300, not bad. Okay, so we're here. We got all the stuff we need. We can't really get more furnaces, sadly. Remember, it's better just to get this furnace, the race furnace, because it has the same type of multiplier. You just need to use a ramp, and this has the same multiplier as well, but without the ramp. Okay, so what we can do now is we can buy an opal mine. We can buy this opal mine here into the cell processor, which makes us 16 billion. And on top of that, we can use the plutonium excavator unless we have any better mines. We sadly do not. We can just do this and we just wait till we can, well, get money, of course. Okay, while we wait, of course, we can slowly start making a setup. So we buy this ore magnifier, which quintuples the ore value as long as it has not been upgraded, which will be very useful. So to demonstrate, basic iron mine, we can check the value, and that's worth how much? I can place it down. It's worth $2. If we place in the ore magnifier, and then now we place the basic iron mine furnace, it's worth 10. It's 5 times the value, which I suppose will be very useful. And on top of that, we can buy 5 of these. Those will be very useful for the later setup. At the moment, our most valuable ore is, well, the opal mine, or remote opal mine. It's worth 16k. Okay, so we can start making the setup. We have ore magnifier, and we can buy 30 of these, 30 of these, single one of these raised furnaces, and 30 ore portable ore upgraders or advancers, and just so we can keep track of our money, a single ore tracker. This will allow us to keep track of our money as it goes throughout the furnace or the thing. Okay, we can do this, and then we can just place multiple of these, multiple conveyor belts. As you see, they're worth 80k. And what this does is doubles our money, but it makes it radioactive, so you have to process the ore in the furnace as fast as possible. Oh well, it triples our ore value. So we could just place a couple of these down, place a couple of these. There we go. We can just place the raised furnace here. There we go. This will greatly improve our money and in order to make more. As you see, we're making 72 million an ore, which is brilliant. But we can improve that. We will introduce something called the teleporters. We buy a teleporter here and a receiver and a sender. The sender sends the ore to a receiver. Without the receive, you have to use both, or else, well, it just won't work. There we go. We send the. If there's no receiver, the sender won't be able to do anything. Okay, we can just buy another one of these. Yeah. We just start placing our ore advancers. There we go. And just for good measures, we'll place them in the end as well. Each of these will upgrade ores by 5%. 5% every time. Well, times 2, of course. And this will greatly improve our ore value, and that will increase it to 420 million an ore. Which is great value, of course. What else we can do is we can use the precision refiner. We can move two of these over here. Of course, place that there, and that will also increase our ore value by a bit. So it's worth 80k to 120k. And since those 5% upgraders are happening later, it makes us like 168 million more from what we see, which is what we like to see. We can also place the open mine itself. Is how worth how much? 8k. And not the most money, but it's worth for now. It's better than clicking it ourselves. From what we can do is we can just since we can afford more of these, we'll buy 4 more of these. We'll place them down. They're making us 377 million. And we just place more of these and buy one more. We just replace 4 of these. That should hopefully make us more dough. As I call it. Okay, as we see, it's worth now 2 billion an hour, which is brilliant because it allows us to make more money in the long run. Now I'd like to introduce you all to new a new part of the setup. Of course, if I move this out of the way, I'd like to introduce you to something called the ore replicator, which is a high-rise conveyor belt, and which will need to be used in conjunction with the large conveyor ramp. There we go. And we can just do that. We can just start placing it. I need to get the receiver. I keep forgetting to get rid of the receiver as well. Since we're doing that, we can buy one more of these and make more money. So what this does, it just duplicates ore. It just makes a copy of the same ore as it's worth, and yeah, that allows us to make a bit more money here, which is really pretty cool. Okay, what we can do now is since well we can afford the ore replicator, the other one is we don't need that ramp. We can start placing these here. We can take all of these, take every single one of these items, and move it over. We can we can move these over. So we can reduce our load over there. Do this, and now we can actually fit something. We could fit the fusion react or heavenly forge. And now we've increased to 4 billion because this also doubles it again. We're making 4 billion an hour. Now we can place then the osium mine, which which produces 15k. So that's fine. Afford any better? No, we cannot at the moment. We can sadly not. We buy 3 of these because that's how much we can fit here. There we go. We got 4 of these then, which should hopefully make more money. Go. That makes us 5 billion. And we will see how much the remote Osium mine is now worth. 25k. So for now, we will place one of the mines over there with the Osium. But hopefully it doesn't catch on fire. Oh, it catches on fire. Oh, it sadly gets destroyed because it's too big. Well, that's a shame. Oh well, we can just rebuy one of these, and make a separate setup without those. Well, of course, these precision refiners, and we can send them to we can go send them to the blue sender. There we go. We buy 2 more of these. No. There we go. These may not be worth as much as the other ores. It'll still be good money still. Well, a billion. It's still good enough. We could also reduce that cooldown time if we buy 2 more of these. As we know, if we used 8, that was too many, apparently. But we can reduce it down to maybe 2, and hopefully get the ores processed in time. Sadly not. We have to reduce it down to 1. Will that make it true? No, it is not, sadly. There we go. We are now trillionaires. Well, since we're now trillionaires, we can now buy something called the way up high upgraders. Okay, so we started by we start placing 4 remote Osium mines into, or well, 3 into an ore tracker, an ore magnifier, into 2 of these military grade conveyor belts, and there's a ramp here. We're making something called a loop. We're buying 20 of these way up high upgraders. We're buying 20 of these. What these do is we're making a loop so we can eventually increase our output of money. Okay, and then we just stop it off here at this end, and we just repeat the process again by getting another large conveyor ramp. Well, just in case we get 99 of them. We get 99 of these conveyor belts, and as we see, since we use 14, we'll just get, well, we'll just get a bit less. And don't forget to get the ore gate. Of course, don't remove that. Just buy a couple of these just in case. There we go. Into ore gate. Well, place that there. That. We can start making a loop here, where we just start placing. To make it easy, we start placing 3 of these down. And we start placing 3 on each side. We have to match these, hopefully. Pumpkin, we'll worry about that later. Okay, we do this into that loop. We start making a tiny loop. We can actually do that earlier. We start with getting the replicator out, and we send them this way into a ton of these ore, well, radioactivers thingy, then into the heavily forge. And as you see, they start upgrading, and this should be hopefully making us a ton of money. So just max out the ore limit. This should be enough for now. And now we just wait. We just start waiting. We can just go collect some loot boxes here around the map. More corn, more ore box. Let's open it. Nothing special. Now we just wait until these upgraders start to flicker. As you see, they are starting to flicker now. So we cut the upgrade we cut the ore gate and we send them through the blue teleporter. And then we let them open. We let them loose, they start upgrading 5% at a time, which will be duplicated. And the reason I place it this late is so as these ores get processed, they start making us. We're as you see, we're making trillions already. We made 100 trillion, which is what we like to see. So we can start placing an ore applicator here, and something called the cursed ore purifier. We can remove this setup here as we wouldn't need it anymore as it's insufficient money now. And the reason I placed this purple here one is well to actually start the next set. Okay, what we would like to buy is we would like to buy let's buy 30 of these Freon Blast upgraders. And let's buy this sacrificial altar, 2 advanced ore scanners, and 10 P9 mines. And let 10 of these central conveyor belts. Make sure it's pointing this way towards your setup, and then you just start placing your Freon Blast upgraders like crazy. And you do that, and then you place the central one here again, and then you place a ramp. The only thing in this setup, that part of the setup you change is you change the furnace. That's all you do in that one. And then we just start placing these like madman or gate. Yeah, what I recommend is buying, just in case, 99 of these half conveyor belts. 99 half of these conveyor belts, and then we place the basic iron mine here. Now, we place painite mines around the map. There we go. And they actually go into each other, which is nice. And there we go. We just start pumping. We start make. Oh, no, sorry, not this one. We start placing the pink one. They're still making us good money. There we go. They're worth 320 million, or not million, thousand. And what we do here is we can place an advanced ore scanner, which will actually make us more money. And as you see, we let these upgrade to 500 billion. At least I think that's what the limit is. And while we do that, we can buy more of these pinks and start placing more of them down. There we go. We've reached our ore limit, and we start upgrading the ores. And as you see, the ore limit is now 125 billion. It's 125 billion, not 500 million or billion, whatever I said. There we go. There we go. We stop the ore, and we send them through the blue teleporter. There we go. They slowly start upgrading. Slowly upgrading. And then we send them. Oh, yeah, since the radioactive upgrader is a bit too much for them, they don't actually make any money. Here comes the good part. We buy a dream maker, which makes us 5 times as much money as the other one. And the good news is we can remove these radioactive upgraders as we do not need them at all. We just buy more of we just start buying Schrodinger's. Of course, place remaining, and then we buy nuclear conveyor belts. So we just start buying nuclear conveyor belts. Okay, and then basic conveyor belt into. At the moment, we'll just start placing 2 at a time. In order, actually, make it 3. We'll make it 3, and we'll send them into the pink one, and we'll just duplicate these across the map, 3 of them at a time. They start racking up. Oh, nice. Okay. Some cool stuff. Okay, we can start removing all these. We don't need them anymore. And then we let them upgrade slowly. So, our next order of business is to get these Fire Blast upgraders. As they have the same ore limit or the same money limit as these, but they will be upgrading faster. And we need to get more of these Schrodinger evaluators. They make us a ton of money as well. There we go. It's already maxed out. Now we can send it through the blue teleporter. There we go. It starts going through the teleporter. And then we just zoop them past, and they will be making us a bit more money. As you see, some of them are worth 100 trillion. There we go, gentlemen. There we go. We made that much. So we can replace 10 of these. We can buy 5. We just buy 5 of these Schrodinger evaluators. We just keep 2 nuclear conveyor belts, and we just buy 1 more. Now, as I said earlier, buy wait, quintuples versus. We'll just buy for now the 3 of these. Place them in between these because then the ores can be caught on fire. Okay, start that. Then we repeat the process again. Here we go. We start the process again, all over again. And these should now be upgrading faster. As you see, they're worth already 10 billion from 300,000, which is brilliant. Soon these will be already worth their ore limit. Oh, and they already are. So that loop one more time. And there we go. Oh, and there we go. Actually, we all need to make sure they're worth enough. Go. And then blue teleporter. And this is a quick setup on quick loop on the for making quick money on this. Go, and now we just duplicate, send them through the Schrodinger's, and and look at this. We're making QD now. We're making QD. If you see some of these orders worth a couple of thousand, it's because, well, yeah, it's going through the evaluators, which will actually reduce some of the money. It will sometimes reduce some of the money value. So what we can do now is we can buy a flaming or scanner, which will actually quintuple our money. As you see, yeah, we're making a couple of trillion, somewhere worth a few QD, few billions. We can go back here and we can actually buy something called the orbital. We can buy two for now, but we ideally need three of these orbital ore cannons or orbital upgraders. And now we can actually slowly start replacing these with more of these. There we go. We can slowly start upgrading some of these. Oof, this is a good setup right now. Well, for now, this is a good setup. This should carry you really well through the early game. Of course, the P9 mines are the best ones you can get for the time. So you better take advantage of them. So while we let these ores upgrade quickly, we'll collect some of these boxes outside of our base. Here we go. We find the lucky clover. Make sure to not to accidentally use the lucky clover, of course. Because they'll become valuable later. We go. All the ores are upgraded. We replace that. We send it to the base. We we just repeat this loop a few times, of course. But the minor difference is that these are going to upgrade them by 70% twice, and these will quintuple our value of the ore. Let it process, and there we go. QD, 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 QD. Ton of QDs. There we go. We just buy few more of these upgrades. What other upgrades can we buy? Yeah, at the moment I don't think we can buy any more upgrades. We can. They're making a few billion or QD. It's a fine setup, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you can actually automate this somehow or make it better. So we can actually reduce. Yeah, we can actually make it a bit. We can actually loop it if you want by just modifying it to include few more of these Freon Fire Blast upgraders in a row, and then as a couple of these Freon Blasts. There we go. There we go. And should be hopefully enough. Now we've fully automated the setup. It turns out we don't even need these. Just do that. We'll be fine. This should be hopefully making us a couple of QD. And this is a quick, and now we just turned a simple loop into a very, very quick setup, which was making us a couple of QD, and as you see, we're ready in the QN. Our next order of business is buying the Shrine of Penance, which of course upgrades the ore by, well, 25 times. Well, it processes the ores 25 times. And if you ask what we can buy from here, at the moment we cannot sadly buy anything more from this. That's well, bet most we have already. We already have most that we can. We can potentially move 2 of these or a couple of these down to the Schrodinger evaluators. Okay, we can move 5 of these down. Do that. We do anything more? We cannot do anything more here. Put it down there. And buy a ton of these then. Well, place down 4 nuclear conveyor belts into Schrodinger's. This should hopefully increase our value of the ore. And we got 1.4 billion or QN, and we can start placing it in here. And you see, we already made QN. We are already starting to make a couple of we're making QN, and this is the final setup we have here. It's a quick and easy loop setup to make money. Well, you just kind of have to get lucky with the ore values, of course. So, gentlemen, this is a quick and easy setup for easy QN. This is the setup you'll most likely be using to Rebirth. As you see, we got lucky, we got 21 QN from that. So, I'd recommend you to save the layout, which will stay even if you Rebirth. This is all you need, and we're done. This is the entire setup, gentlemen. This is how we achieve QN in this game. So, the last thing we do is we go here, Rebirth, and you Rebirth, which will give you sometimes an Inferno box and something called a Rebirth item, which will enhance your, of course enhance it, your game by giving you cool upgraders. Now the problem is you only start with a basic iron mine, and your Rebirth value cost is gone up. But since you got the 4 times upgrade or whatever you got from your thing, that's what you have, and that's what you'll be using to upgrade your setup. Thank you for watching this guide tutorial on Miner Steven, and I'd appreciate if you'd like and subscribe the video.